Hey cryptonauts, thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about blockchain. But not your typical blockchain. Are we living in a simulation or some kind of living bio-digital electromagnetic quantum computer? Is the universe a blockchain? A blockchain is a decentralized ledger of all transactions across a peer-to-peer network. So by its very definition, a blockchain would have to maintain coherence in order to function. In other words, consensus, which is done by all the nodes in the network agreeing that the information they see is valid. Naturally, all blockchains begin with a single or a genesis block. Now, in a similar manner, our universe began with a single point we call the Big Bang. In Mahayana Buddhism, there is a metaphor called Indra's net. Indra's net is a net that stretches infinitely in all directions. In each eye of the net is a single, perfect jewel. Every jewel reflects every other jewel, and whatever affects one jewel affects them all. It's the idea that everything is contained in everything else. And by this logic, our universe functions just like a blockchain. Now, because the Big Bang originated from a single point, that would mean every point in space is quantumly entangled or in communication with every other point. Modern science has verified this through something Einstein called spooky action at a distance. Oh, I'm so scared. Quantum physicists are getting closer to figuring out how our universe works. And you'd be surprised to learn it's almost exactly like a computer. In fact, there's many modern theories which suggest we're living in a simulation. The lighthouse frequency suggests that the universe is blinking on and off at a frequency of over 1 trillion hertz, or 1 trillion times a second. So fast that to our very eyes, the world appears solid. Objects appear solid, when in fact, we know that atoms are mostly empty space. The smallest measurable unit of space is called the Planck Length. If you go any smaller than this, the rules of space and time break down. Think of each Planck like a pixel, or the resolution of the universe. And what we perceive as the expansion of space and time contains neither space or time, just information. Come again? Classical science suggests that observation can affect the outcome of events. That's not quite true. It's not the act of observation or measurement that determines if light behaves like a wave or a particle, but information. What does that mean? Well, a system can only render something based on the likelihood of what is probable, and what's probable depends on information. The double slit experiment is a demonstration that light can display characteristics of both classically defined waves and particles. A beam of light is split into two separate waves that later combine into a single wave. Changes in the path lengths of both waves results in a phase shift, creating an interference pattern. Scientists thought the act of measurement or observation would change the resulting interference pattern. However, it's due to the fact that there's information. The universe works on a very similar mechanism to blockchain consensus. Once something has been observed, the information then exists for it to be verified by another node or human in the network. Okay, let's say a guy is out for a walk. What a nice day. And he comes to a forest that no one has ever seen before. And he notices a fallen tree on the outer edge of the forest. He takes note and continues on his way. But on his way home, he gets eaten by a bear. The following day, another random dude is out for a walk and he happens across the same forest. Now, does the second person see the same fallen tree as the first person? I'll give you a hint. No. Why not? The information that says it was probable for there to be a fallen tree no longer exists. It was erased when the first dude got eaten by the bear. So the second person sees the forest as though for the very first time, and may not necessarily see the same forest as the first person. Side note, if we examine the stars on the outer edge of galaxies, they're moving so fast and they're so far from the galactic core that technically they should be hurled out into space, driven by their own rotational speeds. And yet, galaxies stay together. There seems to be some force which is holding things together in a cohesive manner. Similarly, how can space be expanding faster than light, and yet your body and cells do not come apart? What is holding everything together? In my assessment, it seems the accretion disk for black holes contain the information set for all the objects within a given galaxy. That is to say, you exist in two places at once. The body is a holographic projection of the information on the accretion disk in the galactic core. So what exactly is the universe doing? Well, mining intelligence, life experience. The universe is a blockchain, and human beings are the nodes. We're all collecting data and storing information. Without us, the universe would be a very cold and lonely place. Okay, the point is, this blockchain stuff is not an accident. It's being modeled after the very foundations which built the universe we live in. Super intelligent machines are only a few years away. If you have a cryptocurrency miner, that's the first step towards having a robot in your kitchen. Alright, cryptonauts, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. And in the meantime, stay cryptically, cyberistically, fandishically fantastic. Nah, just stay cryptic.